Hello everyone, Skits here, and today I'm going to show you the continuation of my top 20 Fallout New Vegas mods of all time list. Now if you haven't seen the first part, you can find the link for it down in the description. And if you disagree with any mod on this list, feel free to post your own suggestions down in the comments as well. I will gladly read them. And now let's get to it. Coming up at place number 10, we have New Vegas Bounties 1 and 2 by Some Guy 2000. The New Vegas Bounties is one of the most famous and also one of the best quest mods that was ever made for Fallout New Vegas. Now you can begin it in Good Springs, and after that you can go talk to Randall in his shack, and after that you can start to take jobs from him. Now the main part of this quest mod is about bounty hunting. Randall will give you various bounties that you can pursue, and after that you either have to go to a location where you can find your target, or you have to search for clues on your target's whereabouts. After that you have to take their finger, bring it to Randall, and he will give you caps for it. Now the great thing about this quest mod is that each bounty is a bit different and each one has a different story behind it. Eventually you can also learn a bit more about Steven and his past, and other than Steven there are also tons of other interesting characters, mainly your bounty targets that you can meet. Quest itself is also a nice combination of both combat, dialogue and exploring, and I think that it definitely deserves all of the attention and endorsements it got. Now there is also a continuation called New Vegas Bounties 2, but in that one you can actually choose what bounty you want to pursue. And so yeah, like I said, New Vegas Bounties is one of the best quest mods for Fallout New Vegas. It is lore friendly, has a lot of action and good dialogue, and I definitely recommend it. Place number 9 goes to Niner by Mishaxhi. Now Niner is a companion that you can meet just outside of Good Springs next to his broken bike. If you find him, you can talk to him, and after completing his, you could say, tutorial quest, he will join you on your adventures. Now what I mainly love about Niner is how great he is if you are starting a new playthrough. Like I said, you can meet him just outside of Good Springs, and his whole quest line unfolds as you move your way to New Vegas. He has few quests in all of locations you have to visit in vanilla game as well, such as Prim, Mojave Outpost, Novak, and eventually Vegas as well. Other than his quest line, I also liked his personality. I think he was funny and had a well written dialogue. Niner is of course a companion as well, which means that he has his own companion wheel. He is fully voice acted. You can give him various commands, and he also comes with his custom outfit that you can see on screen right now. Other than his main quest line, he also has a few side quests, and he's also very talkative, and he will comment on various situations you encounter in Mojave. So yeah, overall I think that Niner is a good companion with good quest line, well written dialogue, and if you're looking for a companion, then I would definitely recommend him. Next up we have Weapons of New Millenia by Millenia and his team. I think that most of you already know about Millenia and his weapon packs. I personally think that he makes the best looking weapons out on Nexus, and this mod here is a compilation of most of his work. Now there are a few ways on how you can obtain these weapons. You can either obtain a cheat container in Good Springs, or you can redistribute them to the leveled list, which will include vendors, enemies and other NPCs. Now currently you can find 45 weapons in this weapon pack, and there are plans for including another 17 that Millenia released after this mod. As you can see, all of these weapons have custom textures and meshes. I personally really like them, especially textures that have a lot of small details on them. Another thing I also like is that they are lore friendly. I mean, as you can see, there are a few scratches and other small imperfections on the weapons, so that way you can believe they have been used in Mojave Wasteland. And like I said, the models are good as well. I think that all of these weapons were modeled after their real life counterparts. Only thing I kinda didn't like on some of the weapons is that the sound that is also custom was a bit loud, but otherwise this weapon pack is amazing. I really do enjoy it, and I think that you should go ahead and check it out. Coming up at place number 7, we have Beyond Boulder Dome by the Beyond Boulder Dome team. Now if you watched my recent top 10 quest mods video, you may have noticed that Beyond Boulder Dome scored the first place, and I think that it deserves a place in this top 10 as well. So as you can see, Beyond Boulder Dome is a quest mod that will take you on an adventure to a whole new world space, where you can find the Boulder Dome, which was constructed before the war to be a city of the future. After that the bombs dropped and the scientists were put into deep sleep. After they woke up, they found out that their bodies were infected with a strange disease which they did not know any cure for. Now after that, NCR and Brotherhood came to the dome as well, and that is where our story begins. Now we can begin it in Freeside, and after that you will be taken to the Outer Nevada, which is the first small new world space. Then you will complete a few quests in it. After that you will be teleported to the surroundings of the dome itself. Now I personally really love this mod. I mean, I think that it is one of the longest mods that is available for Fallout New Vegas. It is really a DLC sized mod with tons of new quests, NPCs, weapons, locations, enemies and so on. There are also a few side quests included, so you don't have to just follow the main quest line. Now when it comes to gameplay, at the beginning it is mainly about talking and discovering your surroundings, but after a while you will get some action as well. Now there is also a lot of exploring to do since you are in a new world space. So like I said, Beyond Boulder Dome is probably the best quest mod that was released for Fallout New Vegas so far, and I have to say I personally did like it and I would recommend it to anyone. Moving on, we've got Dust Survival Simulator by Nowgrim04. Now this mod is basically an overhaul for Fallout New Vegas. Everything you know in Vanilla Vegas has been changed, including locations, lore, characters, and mainly the gameplay. Now the Survival Simulator aims on making Mojave Wasteland a harsh place to live, where it is a lot harder to survive than it was in Vanilla New Vegas. All of the characters and factions you know are dead, except for the NCR, and almost everyone is now hostile to you. Now there are a few new factions that took control of the New Vegas, for example the Tribals, Cannibals, Survivors, Remainers of the NCR, and mainly the Tunnelers that have emerged from the Divide and are probably the most feared enemy in Dust. Now when it comes to gameplay, it is now a lot easier to be killed thanks to a new damage modifier, but it is also a lot easier to kill enemies and there are no longer bullet sponges. If you also use hardcore mode, it is a lot harder to find food and drinks. There is also a new sanity system, so for example if you drink alcohol you will gain sanity, but if you will kill survivors that are non-hostile to you or you just generally kill humans, your sanity will decrease and then you can become insane, which comes with a few perks and hallucinations as well. Now my main reason for putting Dust all the way up to number 6 is that I had a lot of fun with it. I mean, after years of playing Vanilla New Vegas, Dust is like a fresh air in Fallout modding, and so yeah, if you want to know more about Dust, I made a whole separate video on it. If you want to check it out, you can find it on my channel. And otherwise, like I said, Dust is a very good mod that I enjoyed a lot, and if you're also looking for some new challenges, then this mod is definitely for you. Next up we have Eevee, Essential Visual Enhancements by weijiesen and jonnyeah. Now I think that most of you that already modded their game a bit know about Eve. I think that it is one of the most essential mods that everyone should install, but for those of you who don't know it, Eevee is just like the name says, a visual enhancement mod that has tons of new blood effects, some new effects for energy weapons, some new critical kill scenes. It also includes bullet weapon impacts, new explosions, dazzling particles that you can mainly see on energy weapons, some new mesh animations, and a lot more. Now, like I said, I think that Eevee is really an essential mod for everyone. I personally cannot even imagine playing my game without it. I mean, all of these new effects look absolutely amazing. For example, let's take a look at new blood effects. So now whenever you will shoot someone, there is a blood squirting out of them, and this looks especially good if you shoot down their heads. There are tons of great energy kill scenes that will turn enemies into ash or that will make them explode, and there are also some other new features that improve the vanilla effects, and I really cannot imagine my game without this mod. And if you're modding your game, then I think you should definitely download this mod. Place number 4 goes to A World of Pain by DJ Mystro. Now World of Pain is a massive mod that adds tons of new locations, characters, enemies, weapons, and some other stuff into Vanilla New Vegas. Now I think that most of you already at least tried out this mod because it is one of the most popular mods out there for Fallout New Vegas, and I think that it deserves all of the attention. I mean, what I think is great about this mod is that everything blends into Mojave, and you can complete any part of quest mod or you can explore any location whenever you want. Now there are tons of new quests available. You can either take them from new NPCs that you can find, or you can just find them on your own. There are also tons of locations that are there just for exploration, and they can contain some unique enemies like legendary geckos, mantises, and so on. World of Pain, like I mentioned, also has tons of new armors and weapons into game. And I think that one of the best parts about World of Pain is the new linked underground complex that is full of quests and new NPCs that you can find. Now I know that some of the people complain that this mod kinda ruins the leveled list and that it is also buggy, but I personally never found any problems with it. I mean, the last update for it was in the August, which means that it is still taken care of, and I would personally recommend it. Moving on to the top 3 mods of Fallout New Vegas, we have Wasteland Defense by Elderwind. Now if you watched any of the Fallout 4 gameplay reveals, you probably already heard about this mod. Now Wasteland Defense was an inspiration for the Fallout 4 base building. Now this mod basically allows you to build your own fort, where you can hire guards, have some other NPCs roam around, and you can also defend it against raids. Now there is a very good in-game tutorial for this mod provided by the moderator, and therefore I don't think I need to explain the building of the base too much. The tutorial does it for me. Now after you will build the basics of your base, like the water tank, headquarters, barracks, you can start to defend your base against raids. Now there are different types of raids available, including fiends, raiders, super mutants, brotherhood outcasts and ghouls. You can also take on quests from the market that will allow you to get new upgrades for your fort, like the solar generator or the armory where you can rearm your guards. There are also tons of other plans that you can buy at the market. You can, for example, build a junk wall around your settlement like I did. You can build mobile homes in it, or you can build stairs to different locations, and there are also tons of other possibilities for you that you can explore. So yeah, definitely an amazing mod. I had a lot of fun with it, and like I said, it inspired one of the best new features in Fallout 4, which I think is a great reason for putting this mod in this list. Place number 2 goes to XRE Cars by Ermeso. Now this mod, just like the name says, adds drivable cars to Fallout New Vegas. Now I personally think that this is a mod that pushed New Vegas engine to its absolute limits, because I think that this kind of feature really changes the whole gameplay and the system of travel. Now as you can see, this mod is all about cars. You can buy your first one from chat, then you can find it at Good Springs gas station. As you can see, the handling of a car is a bit different and it takes some time to get used to it. Now as you can see, cars work and you are really able to drive around in car in Fallout New Vegas, which I think is an amazing feature. As you can see, there are a few bugs here and there, especially with the invisible walls, but there is an invisible wall remover that I would recommend you to download. And after you get that mod, basically nothing stops you from driving around the whole wasteland. Now, other than just adding a bunch of cars into the game, the author also added the Rex shop, where you can find a merchant that was voiced by Al Chestbridge, who will sell you new cars. He can also tow your car in case you lose it, and you can also buy fuel and other various accessories from him. Now, other than that, you can also take on the races, which will give you some nice rewards like new cars and stuff like that. You can also find Rex service stations all around Mojave that can repair and refuel your car, and overall this mod is just amazing. I mean, just the ability to drive cars is something I would never expect to achieve in New Vegas engine, and that is why I think that this mod deserves a second spot on this list. And finally, coming up at first place, the greatest Fallout New Vegas mod of all time is Project Nevada by Project Nevada team. Now I think that a lot of you people were expecting Project Nevada to land the first place, and for those of you that did not, let me tell you why this mod deserves the #1 spot. Now the main core of Project Nevada is tons of new gameplay features. This includes sprinting, ability to use bullet time, adjustable zooming on the weapons with scopes, dynamic crosshair that will expand and contract dynamically based on your current position, gun and spread. Then we've got the grenade hotkey that will allow you to throw grenades simply by holding one key. There are also some additional new features for the helmets. So from now on, when you put on the helmet, you will get this little visor that includes some other features like thermal vision or night vision. You also got the enhanced stealth field that you can turn on and off depending on your situation. Now there is also the cyberware part of the mod that adds tons of new implants to the game that you can put in your body that will add some new abilities to you. Another part of this mod is also the rebalance part, which basically aims to make a game a little bit harder. Other than the gameplay changes, there is also some new equipment included in this mod that includes tons of new guns, energy weapons, melee weapons, explosives and armors. Now Project Nevada is also the most endorsed mod on Nexus, and I think that it deserves every single one of the endorsements. I mean, the new gameplay changes and the new equipment changes, the rebalance, the cyberware, everything is amazing, and I would personally recommend this mod to anyone who is at least a bit skilled in modding their game, because this mod is simply amazing. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, tell me what you think about it in the comments, subscribe for more Fallout content, and I will see you next time.